This is First Web Designer Success Stories, a podcast where you will hear the most successful web design professionals share their stories about how they made it all the way to the top. Hello everyone and welcome to First Web Designer Success Stories. Our today's success story is Jeff Dykema, and he runs his own web design business called JD Design, and he's excited to share his own success story, exactly how he made it all the way to the top. Welcome on the show, Jeff. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks. I'm excited to hear your story, and once again, big thanks for being able to make it today and share your experience. So perhaps a good way to start would be to share with our audience and our listeners a bit of your background, whether you were more of a designer or a coder, in what situation you were before you attended the 10K bootcamp you will be talking about today.
My background is more of on the design side of things. I started out as a graphic designer working at an agency in 1998 and worked in both agency and in-house design environments, primarily doing print, although I did web design as well. And then I formed my own company in 2009 and started out focusing primarily on print work because that's kind of the client base that I had, but I've been switching over, especially more recently, over to focusing more on web and online marketing. So that's a little bit of my background.
Nice, great to hear that. We really have different kind of graduates and people in our community, more coders, more designers, more sometimes business-minded people. So, but we've never had anyone, from a printing industry. And just in case any of you guys, listeners have not noticed yet, today Brent, we will be talking about Brent's 10K bootcamp, which is what changed Jeff's business and mindset and way of thinking. So, may I ask, Jeff, what were your expectations and why exactly you decided to attend the 10K bootcamp? What did you expect?
Well, I first heard about the 10K bootcamp with a live cast that Brent did, and I just happened to listen to it because I saw the notice for it on First Web Designer, and it looked like something that'd be interesting. And I started listening to the live cast, and really he was hitting on a couple areas where I was struggling in my business, kind of pitfalls that I'd fallen into, and I was really getting some great stuff. He brought in some great people with helpful insights, and so I said, if I'm getting this much out of listening to this hour-long live cast, and I really want to look into what this class is all about, because I think it can really help me bring my business to the next level. So I ended up looking into it a little bit more and signing up for the boot camp, and it's really done some amazing things in my business for helping me move to the next level.
Great. So it was actually the live summit you mentioned, 1 hour long, the free summit where you first time heard about Brent and his bootcamp, right?
Yeah. I think it was an hour and a half, something like that. And he, there were definitely some really helpful insights just in listening to that.
Right.
And after I signed up for the boot camp just brings that to a whole amazing new level. You get just tons of stuff out of it.
Okay, and now, say when you listen to this live event, 1 hour free live event, and then you eventually decide that, right, this is something I'm interested in, and I'd love to enroll to this bootcamp. What were your main thoughts, main pain points of your company that you thought, right, these are the things I'd love to improve in my business? Was it your pricing, your valuation, maybe confusion in your services? Can we go a little bit into that?
Yeah, I think some of the things I was struggling with was, just pricing. It was also just, being able to bring additional value to my clients so that I could, increase the rates that I was charging for projects. And then it was also just things like focusing on a niche market. I know you've talked about that a little bit in the past, and it was kind of bringing me around to realize that was a smarter strategy than just kind of taking things on a referral basis and getting people coming in from all sorts of different industries and different size companies coming in the door. That really was helpful to get the nudge that Brent's class gave me for focusing on a niche market and going from there, and just a lot of insights into helping me refine the process that I have for moving a client from the initial contact that I have with them through a kind of a sales funnel, in an onboarding process, and really then going into Brent's interaction model for basically delving into what my clients are dealing with and struggling with.
I'd actually love to, find out a bit more about your refining process that you mentioned, how you go through this process with clients. But before that, can I just hear a little bit more about, you mentioned increasing the value, that you're not building just websites anymore, there's something more valuable. Can you tell us a bit more about that? What is it exactly that you provide to your clients, how you understand them?
Yeah, I mean, today with the tools that we have available, it's a lot more easy to put a website up. So, we're seeing a little bit more commoditization of web design. So, really, I think what the big thing is being able to deliver extra value for the client by really, focusing their online marketing efforts to have them geared to what the client actually needs. If it's bringing in new customers, driving into the kind of looking at their pain points in their business. What are they struggling with? What do they need to improve? Where do they want to go with their business? And being able to tailor the solution for the online marketing that you're going to provide, the website that you're going to design for them around those issues that you're able to discover through this process.
Okay, so it's basically really, before even jumping on and developing website using some, advanced codes and pretty design, you first of all, as you mentioned, you try to understand the pain point of the customer and try to understand what exactly they want to achieve with this website. Is that right?
Yeah, I guess, my previous process, I would spend some time on the front end before I launched into a project with my client, but I really didn't have a set way of going about that for really discovering the ins and outs of their business or organization, finding out what they're struggling with, where they want to go, what their vision is, and then being able to, give them value by helping to kind of guide their efforts and, really provide some solutions for making things happen in their business that they want to make come true.
And obviously at that stage the clients are more willing to pay a higher price because you understand them and you understand their industry and their pain points.
Right. Yeah, once you understand where they're coming from, you can start having a dialogue that they're not going to get with other people because they haven't spent the time and, put that effort into really scratching underneath the surface of the business. And so you're able to really have a dialogue with them to address these problems that they might have been dealing with for a long time.
Now, I've actually talked with other past graduates from this 10K bootcamp, and they've mentioned that Brent taught them in this bootcamp something called buyer's profile, which is what helped them to understand the client better. Is it the same thing that you are using, or did you learn something different from this bootcamp? What is into actual specifics? What is the technique that you use or methodology that you use to understand your client? Is it also the buyer's profile?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's definitely a part of it. Would be coming up with the profile for their customers and working through a process for that. And Brent has a great process for delving into that and really discovering who their customer is or who their typical buyer is. So that's definitely a key component of that. But it's a whole framework that he has for meetings where you're going to go through, and each meeting that you have with a client, it's a set length of time where you're not going to spend hours and feel frazzled or burned out because you've spent so much time in one meeting. It's manageable pieces of time where you're hitting on a couple of key areas during each meeting, and you're able to do some prep work beforehand, get research in hand to be prepared for the meeting, give your client an agenda so they know what you're going to be talking about, going through that information with them over maybe an hour and a half. So a manageable period of time where you're able to get to it, and doing a couple of these meetings to really get an in-depth understanding of where they're at in their business and where you need to take them as a marketing professional.
I heard that that the actual teaching process is not just sending you an ebook or an email or just PDF document and learn it on your own. I heard that the whole teaching process is very interactive, starting from videos and forums. But I'd like to hear it from you as one of the past graduates. What was the experience like inside, to communicate with your mentors and fellow peers?
Yeah, that was definitely a huge bonus of the class, is that as solo entrepreneurs or small agencies, sometimes we feel like we're operating in a vacuum, and we don't have a whole lot of connections with the outside web development community. And so that was really a key component of this, was building a community of fellow web professionals that we could have an honest dialogue with. I know sometimes when you go to local meetups, it feels like everybody's kind of guarding their secret sauce and not really, willing to be vulnerable and tell what they're struggling with in their business or what they're trying to work on in their own businesses. So this was an opportunity to really get together. Each week we would meet with a small group of 8 or 10 fellow web pros, and we just have a discussion about the things that we'd been learning in the class, what we were struggling with in our business, where we were trying to go, encouraging each other, giving each other tips, and just having a great dialogue each week. And it was, guided by a web professional that had been in the industry for a while and really knew their stuff, and were able to facilitate that discussion. And so each small group had one of those mentors that guided us through the whole way. And it was really great. We got I got connected with a great group of people, and we had some discussions that was able to give me some insights into my own business that I could apply. And we were able to just help each other out and become a community. And after the class, we've kept meeting on a bi-weekly basis. So the group that we formed there didn't just end at the end of our class. We decided to keep meeting together to hold each other accountable to moving forward in our businesses.
Oh no, it's actually really great to hear that, because when I was talking to Brent, that was actually one of my concerns, because in a way it's quite a competitive industry, web design, and most of the people would look at each other as rivals, but there's no such thing as rivals inside the bootcamp. It's partners and it's community, as you said, right? Yeah,
you have this kind of more of an abundance mentality where, we know that if we're able to, bring value to our clients, that there's plenty of work out there for people that need great web design, that have been maybe burned in the past by web designers that really aren't delivering anything, any solutions for them. So if we're able to come to them and really be able to deliver some solutions for their business, help them to grow their business, get new customers, increase their revenue through their online marketing, then we're gonna be able to have plenty of business to go around because we're able to deliver that extra value.
Actually, talking about value again, I think everyone would be eager to know a bit more specifically. Say, in one of my, I think it was the first podcast that I did with Lauren Gray, or I think that was Lauren Gray. Actually, example was that she's actually able now to charge 10 times the amount she used to charge before the bootcamp. Do you mind to share a little bit specifics of maybe your rates have increased, or what is the actual improvement, more specific, if you don't mind?
Yeah, one of the, we had a discussion early on about our billing rates, and that was an area where I'd always kind of struggled because, you want to make sure that you're kind of falling in line with where the market is at for hourly rates, and it's a little bit unnerving to try and bump your rates up because you're afraid that clients might, jump off the bus and look for other people that are charging less to do the work. But one of the great things was, going through this boot camp, it just allows you to really, offer more value to your clients because you're able to really get at the things that they need to do to grow their businesses through using online resources, through the web and social and things like that. You're able to give them additional value, and therefore you're able to charge more, and they're not going to, bulk at that because you're who they can go to trust that you're going to do the job right and you're going to deliver results. So yeah, I was able to increase my, my rate with clients and start charging more for my projects that I've been doing. And it also has just been a great, boost for giving me a kind of a community of resources to go to fill in gaps in my knowledge that I have, so that I can offer additional, services to my clients. So yeah, I've been able to, increase my rates about, for my average website, I'm charging now about 3 times what I used to charge for a website, and I'm probably going to continue, bumping my rates up too as I go.
And that's absolutely great, because like you mentioned, your fear was that a lot of your clients would jump off the bus and leave you, and you're not the only one. There are so many web design freelancers who want to become professionals, but the biggest obstacle is they are afraid to charge more because they think a lot of clients will leave them, which actually is the truth. It will happen, and it has to happen, because you need room for higher quality clients who are ready to invest, in higher quality services. Like, for instance, talking about Apple, of course Apple products are more expensive, but they're not going to lower their price. They just want clients and customers who are ready to pay higher price for higher service, So I think, can you confirm that again, that part of your business has not changed? Yes, you have lost clients, but they were not worth your time anyway. So I think you can confirm that, can't you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, some people out there are just looking for the lowest dollar service they want. And they're not really thinking that, the old adage is true that you get what you pay for. And, making that extra little initial investment there is really going to pay off in the end, because, if you go to a cheaper solution, it's not really going to deliver the results that they need. It's not really going to help them grow their business. Right. They're still going to be able to get, a website up there and stuff, but it's really the person that's building it isn't going to be doing the work that needs to be done to really go in depth and deliver a solution for them that really helps them grow their business, increase their revenues, and get them to the next level. So yeah, you're going to have people jump off the ship, but it's not really going to be a loss, because you're going to be able to find far more, clients that are going to value what you bring to the table, and you're going to lose the couple people that are looking for the lowest price deal out there. But you're going to gain the clients that are really looking for someone that can solve their problems. And
that, I think, is the difference. What this bootcamp, 10K bootcamp, teaches is the difference between a freelancer and a web design professional, because obviously as a freelancer you create a job for yourself, whereas as a professional, you know, you're interested in growing and scaling your business. So yeah, you got to think of how to increase your value. That's a good point.
Right.
Now, one thing I actually ask to all postgraduates is the accountability part, because as in a lot of courses, different kind of learning with different kind of learning materials, we are left to learn at our own pace. And obviously, as human beings, we now and again need a little push and need someone who keeps us accountable. So maybe you can share your experience regards accountability. Was there someone to push you, keep accountable, and and keep motivated, and was there someone to make sure that you are on top of your goals and tasks?
Yeah, accountability was definitely a key part of the class. Each week we'd set an accountability goal that we wanted to do, and the next week we would have to go and report on whether we were able to achieve that goal or not. So it's pretty easy as a business owner to say you're going to do anything but you get tied up in doing work for clients and working on projects and things like that. So this was really a great way to have in the back of your mind that I have to go out there and answer to my classmates whether I got something done or not over the week. So it's added incentive to really go in there and work on your business and do the things that you need to do to make the work that you're doing and apply the things that you're learning in the class and really make the changes that you need to make in your business to bring it to the next level, because all the things that you learn in the class aren't really going to do any good if you're not actually taking the time to apply them and put them into motion. So the accountability of this was a key part in making sure that I, really put into motion the things that I was learning in the class.
I guess also the good thing is that once someone has kept you accountable for a long period of time, and your body and your mindset gets used to that kind of system, I think it also rubs off on, any human being. So then you kind of keep yourself more accountable, and you're more strict to yourself. Is that something you noticed?
Yeah, I definitely think, it was encouraging to see other people in the class that were in your group hitting their goals, and, everybody was encouraging each other when they heard that you were able to get what you set out to do that week done and check that off, even though they knew you were still having to do, keep client work going on and your projects in motion, that you were able to work on your business in the midst of running your own business. Mm-hmm. That was really helpful and motivating to keep, the encouragement level up and keep me accountable to hitting my goals each week.
Right. Now, one little challenge that I usually like to ask to past graduates to wrap this whole thing up is if someone came up to you and said, Jeff, I heard about this 10K bootcamp. Why do you recommend me to enroll on this bootcamp? Could you mention just one point, whether it's something we already discussed today or something we haven't talked about? One point, one thing that made the most impact that you would recommend to others.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things that really, were valuable in this class, from the community of web pros to the accountability that you have, the awesome mentors that we had access to help guide us, building a process for our own business to deliver value to our clients, and then all the resources that you get, all the documents that they share on the 10K drive and the forum that you have to talk back and forth with everybody. But I think the one thing that I thought was really the key part was the community that we developed around this.
Right.
The community kind of encapsulated everything, because from the community we were getting tips from people on things that we were interested in, things that I didn't even know about. There were people posting in the forum about subjects in tools that I had never been exposed to. So I came away with it with a whole new roster of tools that I could use in my own business, web resources, things like that I could use and apply in my own business just to help me be more efficient, and manage my projects better, and just all the resources that they provided, in what's called the 10K drive, where everybody was just uploading documents that they had built, or tools that they were using in their own business to manage the processes that they were sharing. So it was a community that was helping each other out, and giving advice to each other, and just really helping each other to grow in other areas. None of us know everything there is to know about the web and about online marketing. So we could all provide some tips that were helpful to everybody else. The community aspect was a big thing for me.
Right. But I think, community is something, so valuable, especially if it's long lasting and it goes on even after, say, bootcamp is over. It's the contacts, as human beings, of course, we like to interact with each other. Actually, I remember at the beginning of this recording of this podcast, you mentioned you attended the live stream 10K Summit before you actually were able to enroll to this bootcamp. And I hope you don't mind if I quickly let our audience know that Brent, the creator of bootcamp, is actually inviting all of you again to his 2015 10K free 90-minute summit event. And in this event, he will actually teach you the secrets web professionals are using to sell higher value projects worth over $10,000 to transform their business and life. And there will be Brent himself, of course, hosting the live event, as well as he will have 3 mentors with him and 3 successful graduates of his past 10K bootcamp. And to be able to attend this event, all you got to do is access the web address 10k.firstwebdesigner.com. That's 10 as in number, K, letter K, .firstwebdesigner.com. And regards you, Jeff, I think after sharing all of these stories and experiences with us, you deserve a little plug on our show, and feel free to let our listeners know again exactly what do you do, what do you specialize in, where they can find you.
I specialize in helping customers in the heating and cooling industry, the HVAC industry, to get new customers and grow their businesses. So that's kind of my niche that I'm helping out. I work with clients in a number of other industries as well, but that's what I do. My website is jd-design.net, and it was great being part of the 10K boot camp, and it's helped propel my business to the next level. I really encourage people to check it out, listen to the live event, and if it, what you're getting out of the live event sounds good, you're going to get a ton more from the boot camp. So I'd really encourage everyone to sign up for that. It's great stuff.
Nice one. Thanks a lot for sharing your story, Jeff. And I really hope your business will just keep on growing. And thanks a lot, you guys, for listening to this podcast and listening to Jeff today. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.